My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, in the first reading from the book of Samuel, we have heard Jesse paraded his 7 sons before Samuel and saw in each of them qualities befitting the kingship of Israel. But he could not see any such indication in his youngest son David. However, Samuel, the man of God, clearly saw the future king in the shepherd boy. The Pharisees of today's gospel couldn't see the divine power at work in the person of Jesus, who gave sight to the man born blind. There is a dynamic at work in the episode. Metaphorically, the blind man increases in sight while the Pharisees grow blinder. While they say of Jesus, this man is not from God, the blind man declares, if this man were not from God, he could do nothing. By means of this miracle, Jesus draws a distinction between those who know they are blind and those who say that they can see. The story ends with Jesus saying that there is no excuse for the blindness of the religious leaders. It's not so much that they cannot see, it's rather their unwillingness to see. The Pharisees were blind when it came to understanding Jesus. They couldn't see that Jesus was the Messiah, and yet the blind men saw him as the Son of God. The Lord discloses many things about himself every day to those who are open to his teaching. Jesus declared himself as light of the world. Centuries before, the prophet Isaiah had presented the Messiah as a great light of the nations. Isaiah chapter 60, verse 3. The healing of the blind man in the gospel of today is an intense of light coming into the world. The self-revelation of Jesus as light produces mixed reactions. While the Jewish leaders refused to believe the man who was healed, believe in Jesus and becomes a disciple. Hence, the most important message today is to welcome Jesus, the light, into our life, lest we walk in darkness. As the healing narrative progresses, Jesus disassociates suffering from sin. According to Jesus, sin is not the cause of suffering. Though Jesus was sinless, he suffered. In fact, suffering is an integral part of human life. It is an opportunity for God to reveal his compassion for the believer who suffers. And for the believers, it is an opportunity to turn to God for help in trust. The suffering and sorrow, which is part of all our lives, God is creating us out of all the experiences and events of our lives. We are not meant for suffering. Suffering is the price of love. There is an American song, if I would not love, I would never cry. Love has been radicalized on the cross. Love without suffering does not exist. Suffering closes us to Christ, and through suffering, we grow in love. Suffering is a mystery. Suffering is the crowning mystery of God. No man will be able to understand it fully. The only thing he can do is accept suffering and believe that God is kind and full of compassion. Man has to wait till Christ preached from the pulpit of the cross what is the meaning of suffering. As I declare, announce, today is the Caritas Sunday. Caritas is a Latin word. Literally, it means charity or universal love. We prepare love, which includes all aspects of humanity. In the light of the social teaching of the Church, Caritas envisions a society which embraces the values of freedom, justice, peace, and forgiveness, allowing all to live as a communion and community of mutual love and respect. Caritas tries to function in partnership with people, especially the poor and the marginalized, with equal respect for all, to attain integral development, to live a truly human life in dignity, and to serve others responsibly and with love. My dear brothers and sisters, love is to give, not to possess. Cardinal Tagle of Philippines said, fast to feed. It encourages us to share our goods, our qualities, our love, our compassion to others. Sharing, not the amount, but the attitude of sharing. As Mother Teresa said, give until it hurts you. You give little when you give of your own possessions. It is when you give of yourself that you really, truly give. On Ash Wednesday, Jesus teaches us how to pray, give alms, and fast. Prayer, almsgiving, and fasting are good and useful practices. Yet, there are right attitudes and ways to practice these. Good deeds are not to be done to feel great or to attract attention to oneself. No amount of prayer, almsgiving can be a payment for the graces we receive from God. If practiced properly, they can make us worthy of the promise of God. Jesus wants us to pray quietly, giving alms without letting others know, and fast without making it evident to others. Recognitions, praise, and admiration are the rewards the world offers. If we seek such worldly rewards, we shall be deprived of heavenly rewards.